Good morning, and good morning from a really glum and dull Ireland. How are you today? Welcome to the Digital Coffee. I'm trying to decide when I go for a filter, but I think I look kind of bright and shiny this week, so maybe no filter this week. I have a very complex thing going on for the internet. I found a spot in the living room where my phone tells me I have 4G, so I got my mobile dongle and I put that there, and all the doors are open all the way there, so we may get interrupted by the cats. And now the internet is streaming in here. So hopefully it will stay with us this week. Thanks if you're joining me. I have all my props. I have my iPad that makes me look like a really clever newsreader. I have my whiteboard ready to show you. I have my cup of tea. And usually I have a really smart mug to show you, but I've got a comfort mug this week. I'm on my second cup of tea today. This is it. Hey Kate, thanks for joining. And thanks, I can see there's someone else here, but I don't know who you are. I'm drinking regular tea. What are you drinking? What are you drinking, Kate? Let me know. Now, hopefully this hasn't gone cold because it's been a few minutes while I've been preparing. Yeah, bit cold. Bit cold. Hope yours is better. Hope you got my message about putting the kettle on. I need an assistant. I do have a cat, but she won't do anything for me. She's just lying there next to me. Okay, on to the whiteboard for this week. I've got a plan for drawing Instagram next week. That is so much Instagram news at the moment. I think this is the worst I've ever drawn the logo. So the reason there's a big arrow going in a circle is I'm going to talk about Instagram. I'm going to talk about some Instagram news. I'm going to talk about some Pinterest news. Property, Kate, me too. And then I'm going to go back to Instagram because I got Instagram tips. I've been doing quite a lot. Hi Sinead, how are you? Ah, you're in Belfast. I'm kind of jealous. I'd love to go away. I did a Facebook Live from Belfast once, but it didn't work out so well. The internet wasn't too good. Story of my life. Then I've got this. Do you like this symbol? That's about chatbots. Because this week I tried a chatbot for my first time. If you don't know what that is or why you would use them, I'll tell you about that. And then another story about chatbots and email. Could somebody tell me, is this board displaying backwards or the right way round? Because I never really know. Underneath that this morning when I came in, there was some Twitter news, so I've thrown that in there. It's good news from Twitter, I think. We're going to draw the winner of the book giveaway, and I can see Kate and Sinead here, and you both entered the book giveaway, so you might be the winner. I've got the entries in a hat just over here. We're going to have a cup of tea, and there's a couple of tools I want to show you. I'm trying not to drop anything. If anyone has any ideas what I should put on the board behind me, I'm open to suggestions. At the moment, I have, it's showing the right way. That's really great. Oh, I'm so excited because now my call to action will work at the end. This is my sales funnel for my business. This is what I'm working on currently, but this isn't going to stay forever. So if you've got an idea of what I should put on the wall behind me, let me know. Okay, on to the news. Make the iPad work, Amanda. Okay, first up, Instagram have launched Instagram events. So we know now there's a full-on war between Instagram and Snapchat. I talked about it last week. I talked about it the week before. This week, Instagram launched something called events. And what this does is exactly what Snapchat does. When you go to the Instagram feed or discover section, which is underneath the magnifying glass, you see videos that they've picked out that they think you might like. If you scroll through those videos, you will see stuff that's been collated around specific events. So the only example of this I saw was beach volleyball. So there's a lot of people that were sharing Instagram video clips about beach volleyball. Not men's beach volleyball. No, women's beach volleyball. So I watched that for a couple of seconds and went, oh. So I'm hoping to see some more exciting event stuff going on there as well. And that has been one of the cool features about Snapchat, that when there's an event on, you have the opportunity to add your own snaps to it. So I can see that really working out for Instagram. And I am beginning to really like Instagram stories. In fact, I find myself using them and not using Snapchat. So what's that all about? Okay, moving on then to Pinterest. And this is the first time for a Facebook Live, I think, that I've had to draw the Pinterest logo. And that's because they've kind of upped their game in the last week or so. They're obviously thinking, this is what I'm thinking. I hate to mention the word, Brown Thomas, big department store in Dublin, opened its Christmas shop this week. I know Kate's going to love this. And I think Pinterest are thinking about getting retailers on board for Christmas. And they've released a couple of updates. The first one is to their advertising. You can now put a sponsored video on Pinterest. And this isn't one you link to YouTube. This is native video for Pinterest. So you get to upload it directly there. And it's kind of cool because when you scroll by it in the news feed, it plays a little bit. Then you click onto it and it expands the video. And the example they have is somebody doing a makeup demo, which obviously I need. And they were showing you how to do one thing. And as they mention a product, there's related pins that start scrolling by underneath for the products that they're advertising in the video. I think this is so cool. I think if you were an online retailer that this would be brilliant, except there was an Ipsos MRIB poll this week. They bring them out every quarter about social media network, and I need this again, social media networking news in Ireland. And that showed that Pinterest, out of all the people who own social media accounts in Ireland of any type, only 16% of those have a Pinterest account, which is tiny. Now, as a blogger, next month I'm going to be playing with Pinterest a bit more to see if I can get a bit more traffic to my website from Pinterest. But I have an international audience and I'm launching I wouldn't really call it a product, but a service that will work internationally. So that's cool for me. And if I was in an e-commerce business that shipped overseas, so anything that you're selling to the diaspora would be great. But for sales within Ireland, I'm just not sure it's quite there yet. And I'm not sure, you know, it's been around a long time now. It's popular. I've been talking about it to people for a long time. When is it going to take off in Ireland? Will it ever take off in Ireland? I don't know, but the video ads are really cool. The other thing you can get from Pinterest is there's an SEO benefit. So if you've done a search and you see the images that pop up on a search on Google, I'm talking about here, you'll notice that there's a lot of images coming directly from Pinterest. So I say there's going to be an SEO benefit because, of course, when you click a Pinterest image, it brings you through to your website. So don't abandon it altogether, but don't get too overwhelmed by how brilliant this update is going to be. Apart from if Lisa's watching or if there's anyone else in the States watching this on replay, of course, this is going to be huge for you because Pinterest is very big there. Oh, there's something that's not on my board that is so cool. So cool I had to talk about. And I put a little note here. Tattoos. No, I'm not talking about real tattoos, but I kind of like, I have a tattoo. I'm sure you all do too. It's kind of the thing now, isn't it? But these are temporary tattoos. You know, like the ones the kids get of like Pokemon or whatever, and they put them on their shoulder. Except these are made of metal. You apply them exactly the same way as those temporary tattoos. You put the thing on, you put water over the top, and it adheres to your skin. But what they do is so cool. I'm going to leave you a link to a video in the notes afterwards. When you can actually use them to operate your computer and your phone and your tablet. So it's like you have this thing. It's like having an Apple Watch, except you don't need the accessory, which is so cool. And they look kind of funky. And you can like operate it by pressing bits on your skin. So cool. I really want one of those. Well, obviously I'm going to need to buy a pack because they're temporary. And I'm sure one day we're going to find a way to actually make this happen on your skin full time. It's great. Or even maybe a little bit longer than that temporary length. Okay, on to, said I was going to come back to, actually that is just the worst, isn't that? That doesn't even look like Instagram, does it? Back to Instagram news. Because Instagram, this is my tips section. I've been using Instagram, actually I've been using Instagram since it came out. I used it personally, I loved it. And I was very reluctant to try it for business because I loved it so much and I didn't really want to spoil it because marketers spoil everything. We ran one for We Teach Social, which is the sister business for Spider Working that I run with Lorna Sixsmith. And that went incredibly well. I was really surprised with the results. But then I kind of let it go because we'd taken the foot off the pedal with We Teach Social. It's still there, but I didn't want to be actively marketing it. But then I thought, you know, is it possible to get traffic to my blog from Instagram? And my initial reaction was no. I'm not going to tell you the result of my experiment because I'm writing a post for Agora Pulse that will be out next week, and I will share that on this page when it comes out. But I've learned a few other things about Instagram for business in the last 3 weeks. Okay, so here's my list. Number 1 is have a plan, have a content plan, because it can be all encompassing. You want to be on there all the time. I think at the beginning you need to be posting quite a lot of content to let people know what you're about. So I posted a whole bundle of photos before I let anyone know it was there. I kind of put up a whole lot of stuff so when people landed, they didn't just see that one photograph. Obviously, hashtags are important. You know what? Scheduling. You can't schedule properly on Instagram, but you can set up all your posts and you get these notifications to your phone and then you can update them. Wow. That wasn't around when I was doing it before. And just wow. That's so useful. Seriously, because I can sit down once a week with my right head on, with my content marketing head on. I can write all the captions for those posts. I can decide what it is that I want to do. And then I don't need to think about it until my phone bleeps and it tells me to put the post up on Instagram. It's become so much easier. And it means I can load the photo onto my computer, type on my computer, which I can't type on a phone. I'm trying to learn, but I'm a disaster. I'm a touch typist on a computer. I go fast. It frustrates me on a phone. So I love that. If you're not using scheduling yet, I have to give that shout out to Agora Pulse, who obviously I write blog posts for, so I'm a little bit biased. You can also use Hootsuite. You can also use Buffer, and there's loads of other tools out there. Be valuable. That's the thing. And I think that's why you need to have a content plan. You need to decide if you're using it for business, what am I going to do with this account? What value am I going to give my audience? It can't just all be about getting traffic to your website, which is obviously my goal, but it can't be all I do. If all I was putting up was click the link in bio, click the link in bio, people would get bored. People wouldn't be interested. So things I'm doing is like once a week I'm sharing a cool tool that you can use to enhance your Instagram photos or videos, and there's a few other bits and pieces I have going out through the week. So hopefully and also then kind of the behind the scenes stuff. 1 second. Also the behind the scenes stuff works really well, and you know, stuff from my travels, because I get to travel a lot for work, so I'm quite lucky that not every shot has to be the inside of my office. Then intersperse that with your blog content. Hi Naomi. Oh yes, scheduling on Instagram. Oh yes, it's brilliant. Okay, I'm going to move on. Spammers. This is something that really has taken off in the last few years. And that means that all these people out there, I'm calling them spammers, I might be mean, but they follow you on Instagram hoping you're going to follow back. And even if you do follow back, they leave the next day. Or there's a lot of people trying to sell Instagram followers that will follow you on Instagram. This is just annoying. It's annoying because there's all these people that are following me that are not interested in what I do. They just want to follow back. And it's annoying because I have to wade my way through all these people. Now, there's some cases, I know we have a mixed audience for this. So there's some people that are just purely bloggers and you need to build your audience. So I totally understand you're just going to try and get as many people in as possible. You need to have that figure up high for the PR companies. But for small businesses like me, you could waste so much time chasing followers. For me, it really isn't, okay, I care, but it really shouldn't be, that's the word, important how many followers I get. As long as the people who are following me are in my target market or are influential to my target market. So there's no point me following you back if you're just another digital marketer who shares quote photos. I don't really want to follow you back. I want to follow you back if you're a small business based in Ireland, America, or the UK, or Australia. Hello, Australia. Not if you fit into any of those. So if you are a small business, stop worrying about the number of people that are following you and just make sure the right people are. Challenges are good. I like this. As I mentioned last week, it is a 30-day challenge, so I'll be doing it for a while. I'm doing visual content is the hashtag. It's from Socially Sorted Donna Moritz. And every day she gives you a prompt to share a photo. Now, it's not just for Instagram, but I'm using it on Instagram. And this means I have to be more creative about the content I'm putting out there. I find it useful. And the other thing is I'm watching or I'm looking and I'm meeting loads of people on Instagram. I'm actually getting to know people and build relationships with people. So it's been pretty cool and I'm looking forward to the rest. Finally, for Instagram tips, talk to people. Talk to people. I know you are sick of me saying talk to people, but that's what Instagram is about. Go and find other people in Ireland, find other people that are in your industry, find your customers, find the people you're following and get into conversations because nobody's going to remember you if you don't. On to my next topic. I'm done with my rant. Hope that wasn't too bad. On to my next topic, which is chatbots. Has anyone used the chatbots yet? Give me a like if you've used the chatbot, or give me a ooh if you haven't. Somebody has. There's a little thumb going across. No ooh, so I'm just going to assume you've all used the chatbot. I use my, okay, there's somebody that hasn't. I love this. I love this. If I asked you to give me a heart, would you give me a heart? I've got a cold. I need your love. Okay, you're not suckers, so. Right. I used my first chatbot this week and it was a chatbot called Peg. It was a chatbot called Peg, which is from Sage. Sage, just disclaimer time, I am a Sage, thank you for the love, whoever gave me that. I am a Sage small business expert, which means I'm an ambassador for the Sage brand. Sage is, for those of you that don't know, it's bookkeeping software. If you're going to use bookkeeping software, use Sage. They don't pay me. They don't pay me, but now and then I get a ticket to a conference or I get to go, I'm going to visit London to go and meet other people that are Sage business experts. So there's my disclaimer, and that's why I knew about Peg. And Peg is a chatbot, and I'll leave a link underneath, that you can go in and you can type into Messenger, hey Peg, I just bought a cup of coffee. And she'll go, oh, hi, how's it going? It's a robot, don't get too carried away. And actually quite a pleasant and friendly and polite robot. And she'll say, how much did you spend on the cup of coffee? And you said, I spent $2.99, and she'll put it into like a spreadsheet that you can access. It's really cool. I love it. I love it. I don't have that many expenses at the moment, but I'm going to use it so much more in the future. And I was told by Beatrice Whelan yesterday, who works for Sage, that it actually integrates into Sage One, which is their bookkeeping platform. So it's just so cool that you'll be able to do that from Messenger. There's so much opportunity for it there. And I know Facebook have talked about launching some sort of advertising product around Messenger with these chatbots, which will be really cool. And the thing they've said is it always has to be initiated by the user. So you won't get spam. You have to actually actively talk to a business for them to talk back to you. Then I got to thinking, and I have to say, I was half listening to the For Immediate Release podcast, which is a favourite of mine. And they were talking about chatbots. And they were talking, and I was only half listening, so I'm not quite sure if this is here already. But instead of emails, in the future, if it's not here already, you'll be able to get your news updates, newsletters, product updates, offers into Messenger. Might not be Facebook Messenger, it might be WhatsApp, and remember Facebook owns those as well, or it might be Snapchat, or it might be one of the others, but you're going to be able to choose to receive your newsletters that way. So does this mean email really might be on its way out? I think it would be really cool if I got up in the morning and instead of having to go to Feedly, I could go into my Messenger and I'd have a message from Feedly and I could read it all there, to have all my communications in one place. I think it cool because it would be novel. I'm not sure if I'd love it forever, but we'll see. I'd love to know what you think. I tweeted about it yesterday and I think I got about 20 retweets on it and a load of favourites, but nobody responded. So could Messenger be the future of email? Will I do the book draw? Will I? I know some of you that entered the book draw are here, so I can't do any favourites because I've already put the things in my hat. This is my hat. But maybe somebody who's watching will win. This is what you're going to win. Piers Ink by Robin Chase. It's here. I will post it out to you next week. And let's see who the winner is. I should be getting Chomsky to do the draw, really, shouldn't I? Chomsky? No, she's asleep. Okay, I have a winner. Are you ready for this? I want you to be the first person to see it. The winner the winner is Ian Cleary, who is not watching, I don't think. Ian, if you are watching, let me know. There you go. I'm kind of relieved I don't have to post it to the United States. I'm sorry to disappoint anyone else. I don't know why I'm laughing at that, but there you go. Ian Cleary wins the book. Well done, Ian. Do you want to know about Twitter? Do you want to know the new news about Twitter? Because I had to try and squeeze this in at the bottom of my board. If you see on Instagram, I was complaining about that this morning. Woke up, there was Twitter news, which is good because look, there's no Facebook on there this week. There was something Facebooky, but it wasn't interesting enough. Twitter have introduced something new, and it's all to do with your notification settings. You'll be getting this really soon. You will be able to choose to only get notifications from the people you follow. Now, you can already choose that option on the web. You can choose the tab, but you'll actually be able to set it up so that's all you see. I'm not sure about this because I can understand there's lots of, one of the beauties of Twitter is that I can talk to anyone, right? I can talk to celebrities, I can talk to my heroes, I can talk to anyone, not just the people who follow me. But this means they won't actually see when I'm talking to them, which kind of takes the fun out of it. So I'm not quite sure why you use that unless you were getting a lot of trolls or something bad happened to you. And I do think this is why they're launching it. They're launching it because when I talk to people about Twitter and how great it is, their biggest concern is what a toxic space it can be. So I think this is designed to address that problem. The other thing they've got is to add a filter to get rid of the rubbish out of your feed, which sounds good, right? Because what it's going to do, it's going to eliminate duplicate tweets. So you know when somebody retweets something, you see it twice, and it's going to eliminate anything that comes from a spam bot or a bot. Sounds good, right? But what if we all say yes? If we all say yes and we switch this on, does that mean Twitter are going to enhance their algorithm and go, right, we're going to bring in full-on Facebook algorithm? I don't know, we're going to have to wait and see. That's just reminded me of one thing, my one concern about Instagram, because Instagram introduced an algorithm since I was last there, and I haven't really noticed the difference. But we can all get very carried away with Instagram now because we're getting epic reach and we're getting epic interaction on our posts. But we have to accept Facebook are going to take that away from us. So don't get too carried away with Instagram. Always be thinking about how your content can translate elsewhere. So that's an appendage to that. Okay, how am I doing for time? Not bad. I've got 5 minutes left, which is great. And I want to talk to you about 2 tools. And I need to check my notes and make sure there was nothing else important I forgot to tell you, like that Instagram thing that I thought I had. Draw winner of a book. Right, onto the tool type. Now, going back to my camera roll, I took a photo of the first one. I'm just wondering if it managed to go down into my photo stream. No. Let's just have a look. Okay, I was hoping that it would load into my photo stream. We're going to have to go with the screen caps. The first one I have is called, have it written down over here, Word Photo. And what this does is you type in some words and it kind of superimposes them over the photo. So this is what that looks like. I put in, this was for the you prompt in the challenge I'm doing. So I put in all the words about the things I like. So cats and cakes and Doctor Who. I put in spider working, although I had to split that in half because it was too long. My name, books. Did I mention Doctor Who? All those things. And it made that, so I used a selfie of myself and then it superimposed it over the top. It is so cool. You can check out my Instagram spider working if you want to see that. And the other one, which I was really hoping it was going to download, but it hasn't got here. And I can't show it on my phone because my phone's there and I'm talking to it. My other one is, you remember a few weeks ago I talked about Prisma. I'm not sure if you've used this yet, but it is a very cool tool. there's a video-ish version. It's not from Prisma, but it kind of does the same thing. It's called Artiso. And I wish I could play this. So this is actually the tree in my garden. And if I played the sound and if I could play the video, it's just slightly moving and you can hear the sound of birds in the background because we did have summer for 2 days this week. It's just beautiful. The one thing I don't like about it is on Prisma I can adjust the intensity of the filter, and I suppose because it's video that's harder. I can't do it with Artisto. So you're just going to have to accept that it's going to be very avant-garde. But I actually really love it. Every week I share cool tools that I find on Instagram, so you can follow me there for more. Do you want to see a picture of Beatrice? This is Beatrice. I interviewed her yesterday for my podcast, and I'll be doing a giveaway on her book next month, Trending. If you want more Instagram tips, it's going to be the theme of my newsletter next month. So it'll be out next month. So don't forget to sign up now. This is where you go. I've rubbed half of it up. I'm sorry. It's spiderworking.com/social snacks. Or if you're watching on Facebook, at the top of the screen, you'll see a sign up button. If you click that, that will bring you through to a page where you can sign up. That's all from me for this week. It's been great. Thanks so much for joining in. I think I need a third cup of tea. I'll see you next week. Goodbye. I don't know how to